What's going on, everybody? Crypto Headquarters here, and today we have yet another video on Ripple. Today we're going to be specifically talking about recent news between a partnership between Ripple and Apple. That's right, Ripple has some of its technology being utilized within Apple right now, and this is due to a recent partnership that we're going to be diving into throughout today's video. So with that said, I am going to jump into the disclaimer, which states none of the information in today's video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Consult a financial advisor if necessary. As for transparency purposes, I do not hold Ripple in my portfolio, and I am not invested in Ripple at the time of making this video. But with all of that said, let's jump into the news. Recent news has surfaced suggesting that Ripple has done it yet again, forming another partnership that they are known so well for, this time with the biggest company in the world in terms of market value, known as Apple. So Apple is an absolute headliner in terms of news and the partnerships that Ripple has been able to conduct over the past few years, and especially the past few months, as we've seen huge partnerships such as the partnership with MoneyGram and the Santander banks, as well as a few other ones. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about Apple and what this means for Ripple, as well as what it means for Apple moving forward and what their plans are with the Ripple technology. Throughout the video, I am going to explain how this is going to work in terms of what Apple is actually utilizing from this partnership. A lot of videos you may see might suggest, or at least the headline in and of itself, Ripple partners with Apple, may seem a bit confusing when you actually jump into it, because Ripple, the actual cryptocurrency, is not being utilized by Apple at this point in time. So Ripple XRP, the cryptocurrency you see on your screen, is not being used by Apple in any way, shape, or form in terms of payments. However, the Ripple protocol, the ledger, and the technology behind Ripple is what's being utilized and is what this partnership is founded on. So I am going to be explaining that throughout the video. However, I did want to point that out right before we started here, just to dispel any rumors that, Ripple XRP you can check out, with Apple Pay or whatever you guys may have heard somewhere else or come up with on your own. I did want to just throw that out there. So at this point in time, I do want to go over to an article over on cryptorecorder.com, which will be linked in the description down below. And all in all, I think this is a good short summary of what has happened between Ripple and Apple these past few days. So one of the best news for Ripple is that Apple, one of the greatest tech corporates in the world, has decided to implement Ripple's Interledger protocol into Apple Pay. This is the fact, since Ripple has the technology that enables fast and secure transactions, which is what people are going for now. So who wants to wait to get paid for days when you can receive your money in a couple of seconds? The renewed system will soon be available for all Mac users, as well as for iPhone users. So with the integration of Interledger protocol, there's a possibility that Apple Pay will soon decide to accept cryptocurrencies, which will be a massive success for all cryptos, not only XRP. So I will mention that if Apple Pay, or the company Apple, is to integrate XRP and be able to accept cryptocurrencies and pay with Ripple, that would be absolutely huge given the size of the Apple company, and that really goes without saying. Something else I will note here is exactly what I was saying before, that they are going to be implementing Ripple's Interledger protocol, which is basically fancy speak for, as they describe, basically implementing fast and secure transactions. We've seen Ripple partner with a ton of other big institutions, banks, financial institutions around the world, and basically what Ripple's mission is, as you guys probably already know, is they want to use their protocol, their solutions such as Xcurrent and Xrapid, both of which are the underlying technologies that sit behind the Ripple protocol and make sure that everything works behind the scenes. One thing that will be interesting that is mentioned in the article is one advantage of the Xrapid technology behind the Ripple protocol is that by using the XRP cryptocurrency, which is separate from the Ripple protocol and the Ripple Interledger, is the ability to use XRP as opposed to USD, fiat, or whatever currency you're using as a means to liquidate. So the liquidity offered by the XRP cryptocurrency and the currency itself holds a ton of advantages, which is why XRP in a lot of ways ways has value. So obviously there's other reasons and other use cases for the XRP currency. However, at this point in time, the more partnerships that we see for Ripple, the more demand there's going to be for the Ripple cryptocurrency, driving up the price. And if we look at Apple, if they are to take advantage of the advantages that are associated with the Ripple currency, whether that be through the liquidity offered by XRapid or in another scenario, it could mean a lot for the price of Ripple moving forward here. However, I will mention that I do think we are a long ways off from that at this point in time. Moving forward, I would just say that, you know, this is a great partnership overall between Ripple and Apple. I think as Apple moves forward within the space and they realize just how advantageous the Ripple Interledger protocol is as opposed to the conventional systems that they're using today to transact money or whatever it may be, specifically within the Apple Pay technology, they may move forward with either A, using more of Ripple's technology, or B, even get to the point where they could potentially adopt XRP as a payment solution or use XRP as a main function within Apple Pay in some way, shape, or form. At this point in the video, I believe I've discussed most of, if not all of the news regarding Apple and the Ripple partnership. However, I think I got a bit ahead of myself. So I do want to explain the difference between the Ripple protocol, the Ripple cryptocurrency, and the Interledger protocol that Apple is going to be utilizing. So first and foremost, I'm using an article over on boxmining.com. You guys should all be familiar with the Box Mining YouTube channel. If not, make sure to check it out. A lot of great content over there and will be linked in the description down below. However, I want to quickly explain the difference between the Ripple protocol and the XRP, the currency of the Ripple network. So most of you guys are familiar with what's over on coinmarketcap.com, which is Ripple or XRP and the price of Ripple. However, what I want to talk about is the differences between what you guys are seeing over here and what everyone always gets so happy about when they see the price increase and the protocol behind it. So they're actually two separate things. The Ripple protocol is the technology behind Ripple. So when you talk about fast transactions, decreasing the time between payments between two financial institutions, increasing or decreasing the costs and fees associated with sending payments, that all has to do with the Ripple protocol. And XRP comes into play when it is actually the currency, as they state, of the Ripple network, meaning that there are significant advantages in some cases in terms of XRapid in using XRP to liquidate funds or assets when you use that. But I'm probably not making a lot of sense right now. Basically, Ripple protocol equals technology of Ripple. XRP equals the currency. Both are correlated as they both coexist, as XRP can be utilized on the Ripple protocol. So if we go over to RippleNet, we're going to see that this is again part of the Ripple protocol, where we have XCurrent, XRapid, and XVIA. We're going to cut out XVIA in this video today, as it isn't exactly pertinent to what we're talking about. However, it is important to understand what XCurrent and XRapid are. So when we talk about Ripple and we talk about the idea of liquidity, XRapid is where this comes into play. So this is the technology that basically allows, as they mention here, to allow XRP to offer on-demand liquidity, which dramatically lowers costs while enabling real-time payments in emerging markets. Built for enterprise use, XRP offers banks and payment providers a highly efficient, scalable, reliable liquidity option to service cross-border payments. So as I mentioned, you can liquidize funds using traditional fiat methods such as USD, the euro, etc. However, there are advantages to utilizing XRP, which I'm not going to jump in the video, but that's basically what, one of the use cases for the XRP currency. Additionally, what's most important to understand is XCurrent, which, as I'm going to go over to a website over on finovate.com, XCurrent is the payments processing solution powered by the Interledger protocol, or ILP. So that's where Apple's coming into play today. The enterprise solution software allows financial institutions to instantly send and receive international payments. The payments include end-to-end tracking and bidirectional messaging, as well as standardized transactions through a rulebook. So we've already established that XRapid is liquidity, and utilizing XRP can be beneficial in some instances. XCurrent is the technology that allows for those instant transactions between two financial institutions or bank. It allows to send and receive international payments nearly instantly. It allows for lower processing fees associated with these international payments. XCurrent is everything involved when you think of fast, low friction, low fees. Now, Xcurrent is powered by the Interledger protocol, which is what Apple's going to be utilizing specifically with Apple Pay. If you guys want to learn more about the Interledger protocol, I'm going to go over to an article over on Global Coin Report where they explain specifically, more technically, what the Interledger protocol is and how it works. So check that out if you guys are interested in that. However, those are the main three technologies behind Ripple and the Ripple protocol right now. So when we talk about Xcurrent, Xrapid, obviously we didn't include Xvia. Hopefully, we will see Apple integrate some of this technology moving forward in the future, as right now they are only utilizing the Interledger protocol, which, as we know, powers Xcurrent at this point in time. If we head over to an article on cryptodaily.uk, this is going to allow me to sum up my thoughts and opinions on this partnership and basically speculate what could come of this. So as they mentioned, the update will be rolled out on Safari browsers using Mac OS 11.1 and iOS 11.1 for iMac and iPhone models respectively. This suggests that Apple will be accepting cryptocurrency payments in the future for services on the App Store. Moreover, though, and most interestingly, we need to consider how Apple's current payment service, Apple Pay, might be integrated into this. So this partnership is suggesting and has a lot of people hypothesizing whether or not Apple could actually accept cryptocurrencies. And in my personal opinion, I think this is something that could come potentially in the future. I think this partnership with Ripple is an early indicator of more things and better things to come. However, I wouldn't get too excited, as cryptocurrency and adoption is still a decent ways off from a lot of mainstream adoption. However, that isn't to say that Apple wouldn't be the first, but at this point in time, we're still working with the Interledger protocol and Apple. So this news is very recent, so I wouldn't get your hopes up anytime soon that Apple could potentially be accepting cryptocurrencies. But then again, I don't know. I just think that we've got a little while to wait before we see that, and a lot of people have come to that conclusion as well, not just me. However, something interesting that Apple Pay is going to allow you to do with this new partnership with Ripple is by utilizing NFC payment services and near-field communication services, just another word for NFC, through contactless payments. The same way that bank cards operate, many Apple phones can be used to authorize payments in shops, bars, cafes, and generally anywhere with a card payment facility that accepts contactless payments. So right now, using NFC payment services through the technology of contactless payments, anywhere that accepts contactless payments, you are now going to be able to authorize payments in shops, bars, cafes, and anywhere that this payment facility is accepted. Additionally, through integration with Ripple's LIP or Interledger protocol, Apple Pay could be used for contactless transfer of cryptocurrencies by utilizing, again, NFC technologies. So, interestingly enough, Ripple's LIP does not just support Ripple, meaning eventually many different currencies could be supported by Apple's payment infrastructure. We should also consider that since it is Ripple's ILP that seems to be the chosen path here, we can expect that sooner rather than later, Ripple XRP will become integrated in Apple systems, most probably before many other payment options. So a few things to digest here, guys, and I'm going to break it down. First and foremost, the fact that Ripple does not just, their ILP does not just support Ripple, means that Apple could potentially and probably will accept other cryptocurrencies in the future when that feature does come out. Obviously, Apple did a lot of research and thought ahead here when adopting or choosing a cryptocurrency to partner for their needs. And in this case, I don't think it's just a coincidence that their ILP, that Apple chose a project or a cryptocurrency to partner with and a protocol that supports a ton of different currencies. I think that just means good things to come, and it's not just a coincidence, hey, oh, this is cool, but we don't plan on utilizing it in Apple's case. Additionally, they also talk about the idea that Ripple XRP will become integrated into Apple's system sooner than later, most probably before other payment options. And basically, this is an early partnership from Apple. We haven't seen Apple partner with really any other blockchain projects or cryptocurrencies as far as I know at this point in time. Well, Apple hasn't gone full bore and launched that, hey, Ripple is going to be X, Y, and Z moving forward here, and they really haven't announced any definite plans or definitive plans at this point in time. As you guys can see throughout this video, a lot of this is speculation. It is good to note that due to the nature of this partnership and how early it was developed at this point in time. In the future, it is probably worth noting that Ripple will be integrated in Apple systems and will be the first payment option, at least, and probably the most prevalent moving forward here in the future. So a lot of things to consider here. I don't think it's a coincidence that Ripple's ILP supporting other cryptocurrencies will mean that Apple will accept those in the future. I think they definitely plan that out, is basically what I'm trying to say. I also do think that sometime here within the next year, within the next few years, Apple will be accepting cryptocurrencies, and is evident by this partnership. So obviously this is very much in its infancy, but it is always my intention that you guys learn something. Comment down in the description down below what you guys' thoughts are on this partnership, and hopefully you guys learned something from my explanation of the Interledger protocol, as I have not seen anybody explain it quite like I have in any YouTube videos on YouTube thus far. So comment down below if you guys have anything to add to this video, what you guys' thoughts and opinions are, and I'm going to cut to the outro. That's going to do it for the video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm going to jump right into the disclaimer, which states none of the information in today's video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult a financial advisor if necessary. Hopefully you guys learned something from this video, and for transparency purposes, I am not invested into Ripple and don't hold Ripple in my portfolio at the time of making this video. So with all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Have a great rest of your guys' day.